Dr. Sophia Winters has spent 5 years plotting revenge against the Alpha King who destroyed her family. But when she infiltrates Lucian Blackthorn's empire as his personal physician, her carefully laid plans crumble at his first touch. Her body recognizes what her mind refuses to accept. He's her destined mate. Can she choose vengeance over a love that could heal both their broken souls? Subscribe now to witness a battle between hate and destiny that will leave you breathless. Dr. Sophia Winters checks her reflection one final time before stepping into the elevator that will take her to the penthouse office of her greatest enemy. Her white coat is pristine, her dark hair pulled into a severe bun, her expression schooled into professional neutrality. No one looking at her would guess she spent 5 years planning the destruction of the man she's about to meet. The elevator climbs 50 floors through Blackthorn Tower, each level taking her deeper into the heart of the empire built on her family's blood. Her hand instinctively moves to the silver locket at her throat, the only thing left of her parents after Lucian Blackthorn's pack war claimed their lives. "Dr. Winters," his assistant greets her as the elevator opens. "Mr. Blackthorn is waiting." Sophia follows the woman through opulent halls lined with priceless art, her medical bag clutched tightly in her hand. Inside that bag, hidden beneath legitimate medical supplies, lies a syringe filled with wolfsbane extract, enough to kill even an Alpha King if administered correctly. The office doors open to reveal floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Manhattan, and behind an enormous mahogany desk sits the man who haunts her nightmares. Lucian Blackthorn is even more imposing in person than in the photographs she's studied obsessively. Tall and powerfully built, with jet-black hair and eyes like molten silver, he radiates an authority that seems to bend reality around him. "Dr. Winters," his voice is deep and rich, with an underlying roughness that sends an unwelcome shiver down her spine. "Thank you for agreeing to serve as my personal physician on such short notice." Sophia forces herself to step forward, extending her hand in greeting. "Mr. Blackthorn, I appreciate the opportunity." The moment their skin touches, electricity explodes through her system. Her carefully constructed composure shatters as heat races through her veins, and her wolf, dormant since the night her parents died, suddenly roars to life. Her pupils dilate, her pulse races, and she gasps audibly at the overwhelming sensation. Lucian's silver eyes widen with shock and something that looks like hunger. His grip on her hand tightens, and she can see his nostrils flare as he scents the air around her. "Impossible," he breathes, his voice rougher than before. Sophia jerks her hand back, stumbling slightly as the loss of contact leaves her feeling bereft. "I'm sorry, I don't know what... You're supposed to be dead." Lucian rises from his chair with fluid grace, moving around the desk to tower over her. "The entire Winters bloodline was eliminated in the territory wars. I made sure of it myself." Fear and rage war in Sophia's chest. "My parents are dead because of you," she whispers, her professional mask finally cracking. "My little brother died in the fire you set. I survived only because I was away at medical school." "Your parents were traitors." Lucian's voice turns cold, but his eyes never leave her face. "They sold pack secrets to our enemies, cost innocent lives with their betrayal." Liar. Sophia's hand moves instinctively toward her medical bag, toward the weapon that could end this monster's life. But her wolf whimpers in distress at the thought of harming him, and her body refuses to obey her mind's commands. Lucian notices the movement, and his expression becomes predatory. "You came here to kill me," he observes with dark amusement. "How deliciously ironic, the last surviving member of a bloodline I destroyed, plotting revenge against her own mate." "You are not my mate," Sophia snarls, though her body trembles with the effort of denying what every instinct screams is true. "Aren't I?" Lucian steps closer, and his scent, pine forests and winter storms, envelops her like a drug. "Your wolf," recognizes me, even if your human mind refuses to accept the truth. I can smell your arousal, hear your heart racing, see your pupils dilating with need. Sophia backs away until she hits the office door, trapped between escape and the man whose presence sets her entire nervous system on fire. "Stay away from me." "I could," Lucian murmurs, bracing his hands on either side of her head. "But we both know you don't really want me to." Sophia presses herself against the office door, her medical training warring with primal instincts as Lucian's overwhelming presence threatens to drown her rational mind. His silver eyes bore into hers with an intensity that makes her feel exposed, as if he can see straight through to her soul. "This changes nothing," she whispers, though her voice shakes with the effort of maintaining defiance. "You murdered my family. Your family betrayed innocent wolves to vampire covens." Lucian's voice carries absolute conviction. "I have documentation, witness testimonies, bank records showing payments for sensitive pack information. Would you like to see them?" "More. Lies to justify genocide," Sophia accuses, but doubt creeps into her voice. She spent 5 years believing in her parents' innocence, building her entire identity around their martyrdom. Lucian studies her face with those penetrating silver eyes. "You truly don't know, do you? They never told you what they were involved in." Before Sophia can respond, he moves to his desk and opens a secure drawer, retrieving a thick manila folder. "The Winter Pack Incident. Classified investigation files. Your parents sold locations of pack safe houses to vampire hunters. 17 wolves died in coordinated attacks, including women and children." He places the folder on the desk between them, and Sophia can see official seals, government letterheads, photographic evidence. Her world tilts on its axis as everything she believed begins to crumble. "No," she breathes. But her enhanced werewolf senses detect no deception in his scent. They were good people. They loved their pack. Perhaps they thought they were protecting something or someone. Lucian's expression softens slightly. People make terrible choices when they're desperate or afraid. But the consequences were real, Sophia. Those 17 wolves had families, children, futures that were stolen. Sophia's legs give out, and she slides down the door to sit on the expensive carpet. The medical bag containing her wolfsbane weapon lies forgotten beside her as 5 years of carefully constructed hatred begins to unravel. "Why didn't you kill me too?" she asks hollowly. "Because you were innocent. A medical student with no involvement in their schemes." Lucian moves to sit on the floor across from her, abandoning his position of authority. "I made sure the official reports listed you among the dead to protect you from retribution. You were supposed to disappear into the human world and live a normal life." "Normal," Sophia laughs bitterly. "Do you have any idea what it's like to lose everyone you love in a single night? To spend years believing they died heroes instead of..." She can't finish the sentence. "Instead of traitors." Lucian's voice is gentler than she's ever heard it. "I know exactly what that feels like. My own father sold out our pack's location to hunters when I was 16. I had to choose between family loyalty and pack survival." Sophia looks up sharply. "What did you choose?" "Survival. I executed him myself to save 300 innocent wolves." The pain in Lucian's silver eyes is raw and ancient. "Some choices leave scars that never heal." They sit in silence, two people bound by tragedy and impossible attraction. Sophia can feel her wolf yearning toward him, recognizing not just a mate, but a kindred spirit who understands the weight of terrible decisions. "This is insane," she whispers. "I came here to kill you." "And now?" Lucian asks quietly. Sophia meets his gaze, seeing past the Alpha King facade to the man underneath. Damaged, lonely, carrying the weight of an empire built on necessary brutalities. Her body still responds to his presence with electric awareness, but now she understands why. He's not just her biological mate, he's her emotional equal, the only person who could truly understand her pain. "Now I don't know what I want," she admits. Lucien extends his hand, palm up, offering connection without demanding it. "Then stay. Work as my physician as planned, but not as my enemy. Give yourself time to decide what you really want." Sophia stares at his outstretched hand, knowing that taking it will change everything she thought she knew about herself. Slowly, inevitably, her fingers close around his. Working as Lucien's personal physician proves more challenging than Sophia anticipated, not because of medical complexities, but because of the constant electric tension crackling between them. Every routine examination becomes an exercise in self-control as her enhanced senses catalogue every detail of his magnificently powerful body. "Your blood pressure is elevated," she observes during their third week, trying to ignore how his nearness makes her own pulse race. "When did you last have a full night's sleep?" "Sleep is a luxury I can't afford," Lucien replies, his silver eyes tracking her movements as she makes notes in his medical file. "Territory disputes don't resolve themselves, and my enemies don't observe business hours." Sophia sets down her stethoscope, professional concern overriding personal complications. "You're running yourself into the ground. Even alpha physiology has limits. Are you prescribing bed rest, doctor?" His voice carries a rough undertone that makes heat pool low in her belly. "I'm prescribing common sense," she snaps, trying to ignore the way her body responds to his proximity. "You're no good to your pack if you collapse from exhaustion." Lucien stands from the examination table, and suddenly the medical suite feels impossibly small. He moves with that predatory grace she's learned to recognize, closing the distance between them until she can feel the heat radiating from his skin. "Perhaps you'd care to ensure I follow your medical advice personally," he asks, and his scent, pine and winter storms and pure masculine power, threatens to overwhelm her senses. "That's not appropriate," Sophia whispers, though her body sways toward his like a compass seeking magnetic north. "Neither is the way you look at me when you think I'm not watching." Lucien's hand rises to cup her face, his thumb tracing across her lower lip. "The way your breath hitches when I'm close, the way your pupils dilate when I speak." Sophia should step back, should maintain professional boundaries, but her wolf is purring with contentment at his touch. "We can't do this. You're my patient, and I'm my mate," he finishes quietly. "The other half of my soul, whether we want to accept it or not." The admission hangs between them like a bridge neither wants to cross, but both desperately need. Sophia has spent weeks trying to deny the pull she feels toward him, the way her entire being lights up in his presence. "This is wrong," she breathes, even as her hand rises to cover his, where it still cups her cheek. "Everything about us is wrong," Lucien agrees. "I killed your parents. You came here to murder me. We should be enemies, not—" He stops, unable to finish the sentence. "Not what?" Sophia asks, though she knows the answer will shatter what's left of her defenses. "Not falling in love," he admits, his voice raw with honesty that cuts through. Oh, like a blade, the words break something inside Sophia's chest. All her carefully constructed hatred, her plans for revenge, her righteous anger, it all crumbles in the face of an attraction so powerful it defies logic or justice. "I hate you," she whispers, but the words lack conviction. "I know." Lucien's thumb continues its maddening caress across her lip. "I hate myself for wanting you when I should leave you alone, for needing you when I have no right to need anything from you." "Then let me go," Sophia challenges. "Release me from this position and let me disappear back into the human world." "I can't." The confession is torn from him like a physical wound. "My wolf won't let me. Every instinct I have screams to keep you close, to protect you, to—" To claim me? Sophia finishes, her own wolf responding to the possessive hunger in his voice with shameless want. Yes, he growls, his control finally cracking. God help. Us both, yes. Before either of them can think better of it, his mouth crashes down on hers in a kiss that ignites every nerve ending in her body. 5 years of hatred dissolves into desperate need as she kisses him back with equal fervor, her body finally getting what it's been craving since that first electric touch. They're both damned, but in this moment, damnation has never felt so. Much like salvation, the pack's discovery of their relationship comes swiftly and brutally. Sophia is leaving Lucian's private quarters early one morning, her hair mussed and her clothes wrinkled, when she walks directly into Victoria Cross, Lucian's beta female, and the woman who's been vying for Luna status for years. Well, well, Victoria's green eyes glitter with malicious satisfaction. The good doctor has been providing very personal medical attention, I see. Sophia lifts her chin defiantly, though her cheeks burn with embarrassment. My relationship with Mr. Blackthorne is none of your concern. Everything involving our Alpha King is my concern, Victoria snaps, especially when it involves the daughter of known traitors warming his bed. The accusation hits like a physical blow, and Sophia instinctively steps back. Around them, other pack members begin to gather, drawn by the scent of conflict and the beta female's raised voice. What's happening here? Marcus Stone, the pack's head of security, approaches with several other high-ranking wolves. Our alpha has been compromised, Victoria announces loudly enough for everyone to hear. He's taken the last surviving Winter as his lover, the same bloodline that betrayed 17 of our pack members to their deaths. Hostile murmurs ripple through the growing crowd. Sophia can smell their anger, their fear, their instinctive rejection of someone they see as contaminated by treachery. Even knowing her parents' crimes intellectually, these wolves still view her as the enemy's daughter. That's enough. Lucian's voice cuts through the chaos like a blade as he emerges from his quarters. His hair is disheveled, his shirt partially unbuttoned, leaving no doubt about what he and Sophia have been doing. Is it true? Marcus asks, his expression grim. Are you involved with her? Lucian's arm slides around Sophia's waist with possessive authority. Dr. Winters is under my protection. Anyone who has a problem with that can address it with me directly. Lucian, don't, Sophia whispers, recognizing the dangerous territory they're entering. This will destroy your leadership. Let it, he replies, his silver eyes blazing with determination. I won't hide what we are to appease prejudice. Victoria steps forward, her wolf surfacing enough to make her eyes flash gold with challenge. You would risk everything, your pack, your territory, your legacy, for the daughter of traitors. I would risk everything for my mate, Lucian states firmly, and gasps echo through the assembled wolves. Sophia's heart stops. He's just publicly claimed her in front of his entire pack, making their relationship official in the most dramatic way possible. The implications crash over her like a tidal wave. She's gone from hidden lover to potential Luna in a single declaration. Your mate? Victoria's voice rises to a near shriek. You claim the Winter bloodline as Luna. I claim Sophia as my equal, my partner, my chosen. Lucian's voice carries absolute authority. Anyone who cannot accept that can find another pack. The challenge hangs in the air like smoke from a funeral pyre. Pack dynamics are shifting in real time as wolves choose sides between loyalty to their alpha and revulsion at his choice of mate. The council will never accept this, Marcus warns. A Luna with traitorous bloodlines threatens every alliance we've built. Then the council can— No, Sophia interrupts, placing her hand on Lucian's chest. She can feel his heart racing beneath. Her palm can sense his wolf's desperate need to fight for their bond. But she won't let him destroy everything he's built for her sake. I appreciate the protection, she says formally, addressing the assembled pack. "But I cannot accept lunar status. My presence here clearly threatens pack stability." Sophia. Lucian's voice carries warning and pain. She meets his silver gaze with regret and determination. "Thank you for showing me kindness I didn't deserve. But some boundaries shouldn't be crossed." Before he can stop her, she pushes through the hostile crowd and disappears into the elevator, leaving behind the only man who's ever made her feel truly alive. The pack erupts into chaos behind her, but all she can hear is the sound of her own heart breaking. Sophia makes it exactly 12 hours before Lucian tracks her down. She's holed up in a dingy motel on the outskirts of the city, trying to figure out her next move, when her enhanced hearing picks up the distinctive purr of his Aston Martin pulling into the parking lot. "Running won't solve anything," his voice carries clearly through the thin motel door. "Go away, Lucian," Sophia calls back, though her body is already responding to his nearness with shameless want. "You've done enough damage to your pack's stability." "Open the door, Sophia. We need to talk. We need to stay away from each other." But even as she says it, she's moving toward the door, drawn by an invisible force she can't resist. The moment she opens it, Lucian pushes inside, filling the small space. With his overwhelming presence, his silver eyes are wild with barely contained emotion, his usual perfect composure completely shattered. "You don't get to make this choice for both of us," he says, backing her against the wall. "You don't get to decide what I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm saving you from making a mistake that will destroy everything you've built," Sophia argues, though her resolve weakens when he braces his hands on either side of her head. "You are everything I've built." Lucian's confession is raw and desperate. "Do you think I care about pack politics when I've finally found the other half of my soul? Your pack members hate me. Your allies will abandon you. The supernatural. Council will question your judgment." Sophia's voice breaks on the last words. "I'm poison, Lucian. Everything I touch gets destroyed." "Then destroy me," he growls, his mouth hovering inches from hers, "because I'm already lost without you." Before Sophia can protest, his lips capture hers in a kiss that's desperate and claiming and full of frustrated need. She melts against him despite every logical argument in her head, her body betraying her noble intentions with shameless enthusiasm. "This is insane," she gasps when they finally break apart. "Completely," Lucian agrees, his hands tangling in her hair. But sanity is overrated. Their second kiss is hungrier, more desperate, as weeks of tension finally explode into passion. Sophia's medical training provides clinical knowledge about werewolf mating bonds, but nothing prepares her for the reality of being consumed by need so powerful it overrides every rational thought. "We can't," she whispers against his mouth. Even as her hands fist in his shirt. "We already are," he replies, and his certainty breaks the last of her resistance. They come together with the desperate urgency of lovers who know their time is stolen, each touch electric and necessary. Sophia has never felt more alive than she does in Lucian's arms, every nerve ending singing with pleasure and rightness. Afterward, as they lie tangled together on the motel's cheap sheets, reality creeps back in like unwelcome dawn light. "This doesn't solve anything," Sophia says quietly, tracing patterns on Lucian's chest with her fingertips. "No," he agrees, "but it proves what we both know. Walking away isn't an option. The mate bond won't let us." "Then what do you suggest? Because hiding in cheap motels isn't a long-term solution." Lucian's arms tighten around her possessively. "We fight. For us. For the right to choose our own destiny. For the chance to prove that love is stronger than prejudice. And if we lose, then at least we'll have tried." His silver eyes meet hers with absolute determination. "I'm done apologizing for wanting you, Sophia. Done hiding what we are to appease small-minded wolves." who can't see past old grudges. Sophia knows he's right, knows that running will only delay the inevitable. But the thought of facing down an entire pack's hostility terrifies her more than any physical threat. "They'll never accept me," she whispers. "Then we'll make them," Lucian replies with the confidence of a man who's conquered empires. Starting tonight. Lucian's plan to win pack acceptance for their relationship crumbles within hours when Marcus Stone bursts into the Alpha's office with devastating news. Sophia freezes at the scent of blood and fury radiating from the head of security as he faces down his Alpha with betrayal blazing in his eyes. "3 of our scouts are dead," Marcus announces without preamble, ambushed at the northern border by vampire hunters using silver bullets and coordinated tactics. Sophia's medical instincts kick in immediately. "Where are the bodies?" "I can examine them, determine." "You can stay the hell away from them," Marcus snarls, his hostility so intense it makes her wolf whimper in submission. "This attack came 12 hours after your little reunion with our Alpha became pack knowledge. What are you implying?" Lucian's voice drops to a dangerous growl that has lesser wolves instinctively backing away. Marcus throws a tablet onto the desk, its screen showing intercepted communications between vampire covens and hunter organizations. "Someone leaked our patrol schedules, territory boundaries, and the identities of our best scouts to our enemies. Someone with access to classified security information." Sophia's blood turns cold as she recognizes the implications. "You think I'm feeding information to hunters?" "I think the Winter bloodline has a history of betrayal," Marcus replies coldly, "and now 3 good wolves are dead because our Alpha chose his dick over pack security." Lucian moves faster than human eyes can follow, his hand closing around Marcus's throat with killing force. "Apologize, now, or find another pack." "Lucian, don't," Sophia intervenes, though Marcus's accusation feels like acid in her veins. "He's grieving. People say things they don't mean when they're in pain. Do they?" Victoria Cross appears in the doorway with several other high-ranking pack members. "Because the evidence suggests otherwise." She produces a manila folder thick with documentation, bank records showing payments to a Dr. S. Winters from vampire-controlled shell companies, communication logs indicating contact with known hunter organizations, hotel receipts placing you at locations where pack members were subsequently attacked. Sophia stares at the fabricated evidence with growing horror. It's expertly crafted, mixing enough truth with lies to seem credible. The hotel receipts are real. She did stay in those locations during her years of planning Lucian's assassination. But the financial records and communications are complete forgeries. "This is fake," she says, though her voice lacks conviction even to her own ears. "Is it?" Victoria's smile is coldly satisfied. "Or is it proof that a Winter can't change her?" "Spots?" Lucian releases Marcus and moves to examine the documents, his expression growing darker with each page. Sophia can see doubt creeping into his silver eyes, and her heart breaks at the sight. "The evidence is compelling," he says slowly. "Because it's designed to be," Sophia argues desperately. "Someone is framing me, using my family history to make lies seem credible." "Someone like who?" Marcus demands. "Who benefits from framing you?" Sophia looks around the room at the hostile faces surrounding her, and understanding crashes over her like ice water. "Someone who wants to destroy Lucian's faith in the mate bond. Someone who sees our relationship as a threat to their own position." Her gaze locks on Victoria, whose green eyes flash with something that might be panic before cold calculation takes over. "Paranoid deflection is typical of cornered traitors," Victoria observes. "Next you'll claim this is all an elaborate conspiracy to frame the poor innocent doctor, isn't it?" Sophia asks quietly. "You've wanted lunar status for years, Victoria. My presence threatens everything you've worked toward. Your presence threatens pack survival, Victoria snaps back. And now 3 wolves are dead because our alpha prioritized pussy over protection. This time, Lucian doesn't stop Marcus when the security chief lunges forward, his claws extending towards Sophia's throat. She dodges with enhanced reflexes, but the message is clear. She's gone from protected mate to acceptable target in a matter of minutes. Enough! Lucian's roar freezes every wolf in the room. Dr. Winters will be confined, pending full investigation of these allegations. No one touches her until we have concrete proof of guilt or innocence. Confined where? Marcus asks Lucian. Meets Sophia's eyes with regret and determination. The holding cells, maximum security until this is resolved. As pack members move to escort her away, Sophia realizes that her body may have betrayed her heart, but Victoria has betrayed them, both, and now she's about to pay the ultimate price for loving the wrong man. 3 days in the pack's holding cells gives Sophia plenty of time to think and to realize how thoroughly Victoria has outmaneuvered her. The fabricated evidence is too perfect, too comprehensive to be anything but a long-term operation. Victoria has been planning this downfall since the moment Sophia arrived. The cells are comfortable enough, clean, climate-controlled, with adequate food and medical supplies. But the isolation is devastating. Her wolf paces restlessly, cut off from her mate's presence and slowly going insane from the separation. The mate bond that felt like salvation now feels like torture. Every hour away from Lucian, causing physical pain that grows worse with time. You look terrible, Victoria observes as she descends into the holding area, flanked by 2 security guards. I feel worse, Sophia replies honestly, noting how Victoria keeps her distance. Even with guards present, the beta female isn't taking chances. Lucian sent me to inform you that the investigation has concluded, Victoria announces with barely concealed satisfaction. The evidence is overwhelming. You've been found guilty of treason, espionage, and conspiracy, resulting in pack member deaths. Sophia's heart sinks, though she's not surprised. And my sentence? Death, naturally. For crimes of this magnitude, nothing else would satisfy pack justice. Victoria's smile is coldly triumphant. The execution is scheduled for sunset tonight. How convenient that you managed to convince him so quickly, Sophia observes. Almost. Like the verdict was predetermined, Victoria's smile falters slightly. Justice doesn't require lengthy deliberation when the evidence is clear. What evidence? Forged documents and circumstantial timing? Sophia stands slowly, her wolf finally focusing its rage on a suitable target. You must have been planning this for months, creating false bank accounts, manufacturing communications, positioning yourself to swoop in as consoling beta when the grief-stricken alpha needs comfort. Careful, traitor. Accusations without proof are meaningless. Are they? Sophia moves to the cell's bars, noting how Victoria instinctively steps back. Tell me, Victoria, how did you know I was staying at those specific hotels during my planning phase? I paid cash, used false names, avoided any digital footprint that could be traced back to me. A flicker of uncertainty crosses Victoria's features. Lucky guesswork by the investigators, or inside knowledge from someone who's been watching me for years. Sophia's enhanced senses pick up the spike in Victoria's stress pheromones. Someone who knew I was alive when everyone thought the winter bloodline was extinct. Someone with resources to track a hidden werewolf and the patience to wait for the perfect moment to strike. The guards exchange glances, clearly following Sophia's logic, even if they don't want to accept its implications. You're grasping at straws, Victoria says, but her voice lacks its earlier confidence. Am I? Or am I finally seeing clearly? Sophia grips the cell bars, her wolf's analytical nature taking over. You had me watched from the moment I surfaced in the human world. You knew I was planning revenge against Lucian, probably hoped I'd succeed and save you the trouble of removing him yourself. When that failed and we became involved instead, you pivoted to Plan B, frame me for treason, and eliminate both threats at once. That's insane, Victoria protests, but she's backing toward the exit. Is it? With me dead for treason and Lucian, broken by his mate's betrayal, you'd be perfectly positioned to offer comfort and stability. The loyal beta female who saw through the traitor's deception, ready to help heal the pack's wounds. Sophia's voice carries growing conviction. How long before grief makes him susceptible to your advances? 6 months? A year? One of the guards, a young wolf named David, looks troubled. Beta Victoria, maybe we should investigate these claims before... Before what? Victoria snaps. Before we let a convicted traitor manipulate us with desperate lies. But David's expression suggests he's no longer certain what constitutes lies and what might be truth. There's one way to prove my innocence, Sophia says quietly. Allow me to challenge Victoria to combat. If I'm guilty, her wolf will dominate mine easily. If she's the real traitor... Absolutely not, Victoria says quickly. Pack law doesn't allow condemned prisoners to... Pack law allows any accused wolf to demand trial by combat, David interrupts, his knowledge of traditional law superseding Victoria's authority. It's an ancient right that can't be revoked. Sophia sees hope flickering for the first time in days, unless the accuser is afraid she might lose. Word of Sophia's challenge spreads through the pack like wildfire. By sunset, every wolf in the territory has gathered in the ceremonial fighting circle behind the main compound. The ancient stone amphitheater buzzes with tension as pack members debate the wisdom of allowing a condemned traitor to fight for her freedom. Lucian stands at the circle's edge, his silver eyes haunted and conflicted. 3 days of separation have taken their toll on him too. He looks haggard, drawn, like a man being slowly torn apart by divided loyalties. When his gaze meets Sophia's across the crowd, she sees love and doubt warring in his expression. This is highly irregular, Marcus objects as he enters the circle to serve as formal witness. Trial by combat is for disputes between equals, not convicted traitors and pack betas. All accused wolves have the right to defend their honor through combat, Elder Morrison counters, his ancient voice carrying absolute authority. That right supersedes rank and circumstance. The moon goddess herself will judge the truth through strength. Victoria enters the circle from the opposite side, already partially shifted with claws extended and eyes blazing gold with wolf fury. She's removed her jacket to reveal a tank top that shows off years of combat training, her movements fluid and predatory. I'll make this quick, traitor, she promises, circling Sophia with predatory intent. I'm counting on it, Sophia replies, allowing her own wolf to surface. The transformation feels different this time, cleaner, more powerful, as if her wolf has finally found its true purpose. The fight begins the moment Elder Morrison's hand drops. Victoria attacks with vicious efficiency, using her size advantage and combat experience to try for an immediate victory. Her claws rake across Sophia's ribs, drawing first blood as the crowd roars approval. But Sophia doesn't fight like the desperate prisoner Victoria expects. Instead, she moves with the calculated precision of someone who has nothing left to lose and everything to gain. She avoids Victoria's killing strikes while landing careful counterpunches, each one designed to test her opponent's defenses. Fight me properly, Victoria snarls after several minutes of careful maneuvering. I am fighting, Sophia replies calmly, just not the way you expected. The truth hits Victoria like a physical blow. Sophia isn't trying to win through brute force. She's analyzing, learning, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It's the analytical approach of a doctor, combined with the desperate cunning of a wolf fighting for her life. That moment comes when Victoria overextends on a particularly vicious attack, leaving her throat exposed for a split second. Sophia's strike is lightning fast and precisely placed, her claws finding the exact pressure point that will cause maximum pain without permanent damage. Victoria crashes to the ground, gasping and clutching her throat, while Sophia stands over her with deadly calm. "Yield," Sophia commands, her voice carrying alpha authority that surprises everyone present. "Never," Victoria gasps, struggling to rise. "Then let me ask you a question," Sophia says, loud enough for the entire pack to hear. "How did you know about the silver locket I wear? The one containing my parents' pictures?" Victoria freezes. "What? In your fabricated evidence, you mentioned personal details about my family that weren't in any official records. Details only someone with intimate surveillance would know." Sophia's voice carries absolute conviction. "You've been watching me for years, Victoria, building a profile, waiting for the perfect moment to strike." Victoria's face goes white as realization dawns on the assembled pack. Several wolves begin muttering among themselves, doubt spreading like wildfire through the crowd. "That proves nothing," Victoria insists, but her voice lacks conviction. "Doesn't it?" Sophia produces a small recording device from her pocket, the same one Victoria overlooked during her cell search. "David, would you play this for everyone?" The young guard activates the device, and Victoria's voice fills the amphitheater. "Lucky. Guesswork by the investigators. You must have been planning this for months, with me dead for treason and Lucian broken by his mate's betrayal." Gasps echo through the crowd as Victoria's own words condemn her. The beta female realizes too late that Sophia has been recording their conversation, gathering the evidence needed to expose the real traitor. "Lies!" Victoria shrieks, but her panic is obvious to every enhanced nose present. "Doctored recordings!" "Then explain this," Sophia says, producing a second item, a burner phone she's managed to conceal. "Text messages between you and Vampire. Hunter contacts, negotiating payments for pack information. All sent from this device, which I found hidden in your quarters yesterday." The crowd erupts in shocked outrage as pack members realize their beta female has been the real traitor all along. Victoria looks around desperately, seeing her carefully constructed lies crumbling before her eyes. "I did it for the pack," she finally screams. "Lucian was weak, compromised by his obsession with that woman. I was protecting our interests. By selling pack members to hunters?" Lucian's voice cuts through the chaos like a blade. He steps into the circle, silver eyes blazing, with absolute fury. "By murdering innocents to frame my mate." Victoria realizes she's lost, but desperation makes her dangerous. She lunges at Sophia with killing intent, claws extended toward her throat. But Sophia is ready, moving with fluid grace to intercept the attack. Their final exchange is brief and decisive. Victoria's desperation makes her sloppy, while Sophia's precision comes from absolute clarity of purpose. When the dust settles, Victoria lies unconscious on the ground, while Sophia stands victorious, her vindication complete. "The Moon Goddess has rendered her judgment," Elder Morrison announces formally. "Dr. Sophia Winters is innocent of all charges. Victoria Cross is guilty of treason, murder and conspiracy against her own pack." Lucian moves to Sophia's side, his hands gentle as they check her for serious injuries. "I'm sorry," he whispers, his voice raw with regret. "I should have trusted you." "You were protecting your pack," Sophia replies, exhaustion and relief making her voice shake. "That's what good leaders do. Good leaders don't let jealous betas manipulate them into condemning their mates," Lucian says firmly. "Can you forgive me?" Sophia looks around at the pack members, who are now watching her with respect instead of suspicion. She sees wolves, who were ready to execute her hours ago, now bowing their heads in acknowledgement of her vindication. "There's nothing to forgive," she says, taking his hand. "We're both learning what it means to choose love over fear." As the crowd begins to disperse, Sophia realizes that her trial by combat has accomplished something unexpected. It's proven her worthiness to lead not through bloodline or politics, but through courage and integrity. For the first time since arriving at Blackthorn Tower, she truly feels like she belongs. In the aftermath of Victoria's exposure and exile, Sophia finds herself in an impossible position. Officially cleared of all charges, but still facing a pack that doesn't know how to process the dramatic reversal of their beliefs. The wolves, who called for her execution, now watch her with wary respect, unsure how to bridge the gap between former enemy and potential Luna. The pack needs time to adjust, Marcus admits during an emergency leadership meeting. His earlier hostility has transformed into grudging respect, though trust remains fragile. Victoria's betrayal has shaken everyone's faith in their own judgment, including mine, Lucian adds quietly, his silver eyes still haunted by how close he came to losing his mate to manufactured lies. I failed you, Sophia. I let doubt override the mate bond, let politics influence what should have been absolute certainty. Sophia reaches across the conference table to take his hand, feeling their connection pulse with renewed strength. We both made mistakes. I should have been more open about my family history, more willing to fight for us instead of running away. The question now, Elder Morrison interjects, is how we move forward. The pack cannot function with this level of internal division. Around the table, the remaining leadership wrestles with unprecedented circumstances. They have an alpha king whose mate was nearly executed based on fabricated evidence provided by his own beta. Traditional pack dynamics have been shattered, leaving everyone uncertain about proper protocol. There's precedent for situations like this, Dr. Sarah Chen offers, consulting ancient texts on pack law. When leadership betrayal threatens pack stability, the Alpha can call for a renewal ceremony, a formal reaffirmation of bonds and loyalties. What does that involve? Sophia asks, though her enhanced instincts already sense the gravity of such. A ritual, public mating ceremony followed by formal lunar acceptance, Elder Morrison explains. Every pack member witnesses and approves the bond, making it impossible to question or undermine later. Lucian's grip on Sophia's hand tightens possessively. And if some pack members refuse to accept her, then they're free to leave and find other packs, Marcus states firmly. But those who remain will be bound by pack law to respect lunar authority. Sophia feels the weight of decision settling on her shoulders. A public ceremony would cement her position, but also force pack members to make a definitive choice. Accept her completely or leave forever. It's a risk, she observes. We could lose significant portions of the pack, or we could gain something stronger, Lucian counters. A pack built on willing loyalty instead of fear-based compliance. That evening, as they stand together on Lucian's penthouse balcony overlooking the city, Sophia wrestles with the magnitude of what they're contemplating. Below them, Manhattan glitters with human lights, oblivious to the supernatural politics playing out above. Are you certain about this? She asks quietly. Once we go through with the ceremony, there's no going back. I'll officially be your Luna, with all the responsibilities and dangers that entails. Lucian's arms encircle her from behind, his scent wrapping around her like a protective barrier. I've never been more certain of anything. You've proven your strength, your loyalty, your worthiness to stand beside me. The pack sees it too, even if some are too proud to admit it yet. And those who aren't will learn to respect what they cannot destroy. Lucian's voice carries the absolute confidence of an alpha king who has conquered empires. You defeated Victoria through intelligence and courage. You survived 3 days of isolation and torture. Without breaking, you've shown leadership qualities that most wolves never develop. Sophia leans back against his solid warmth, feeling her wolf finally settling into contentment. The restless energy that has plagued her since childhood makes sense now. She was meant for this, meant to be Luna to an Alpha King, meant to help guide and protect a supernatural community. "When do we hold the ceremony?" she asks, her decision made. "Tomorrow night, under the full moon." Lucien's lips brush against her ear, sending delicious shivers through her system. "Are you ready to become Luna Sophia Blackthorn?" "I've been ready since the moment you walked into my life and turned everything upside down," she admits. "Good," he murmurs against her throat, "because tomorrow you become mine in every way that matters." The renewal ceremony takes place in the ancient grove, where pack rituals have been conducted for generations. Towering oaks form a natural cathedral under the full moon's silver light, their branches heavy with the weight of supernatural history. Every Blackthorn pack member has gathered, some with eager anticipation, others with resignation, all with the understanding that tonight will reshape their community forever. Sophia stands at the grove's heart, wearing a flowing white dress that catches the moonlight like captured starfire. Her grandmother's silver locket gleams at her throat, connecting her to the silver moon legacy she's finally ready to claim. Around her, candles flicker in holders carved from ancient stone, their flames dancing with otherworldly energy. Tonight, Elder Morrison's voice carries clearly through the assembled crowd. We witness the formal bonding of Alpha King Lucian Blackthorn and Dr. Sophia Winters. Let any who would object speak now or forever hold their peace. Silence greets the traditional challenge. Even the wolves most resistant to Sophia's acceptance seem cowed by the ceremony's gravity and their recent understanding of her true character. Lucian enters the circle from the east, magnificent in his formal black attire that emphasizes his commanding presence. His silver eyes lock on Sophia with such intensity that several pack members gasp at the obvious depth of his devotion. When he reaches her side, the mate bond between them blazes so brightly that even non-werewolves could sense its power. "I, Lucian Blackthorn, Alpha King of the Eastern Territories, claim Sophia Winters as my mate, my Luna, my equal in all things." His voice carries absolute conviction that resonates through every supernatural soul present. "I, Sophia Winters, accept the claim and offer my own," Sophia replies, her voice growing stronger with each word. "I claim Lucian Blackthorn as my mate, my alpha, my partner in leadership and love." Elder Morrison produces an ornate chalice, filled with ceremonial wine, mixed with drops of their mingled blood. "Drink, and let the moon goddess witness your eternal bond." They share the ritual cup, and the moment the consecrated mixture touches their lips, power explodes through the grove. Silver light erupts from their joined hands, washing over the assembled pack in waves of supernatural energy that leaves no doubt about the authenticity of their connection. "By moon and blood, by choice and destiny, I pronounce you eternally mated," Elder Morrison declares, as the light settles into a steady glow around the couple. "Rise, Luna Sophia, and accept the loyalty of your pack." One by one, every wolf present drops to one knee in formal submission. Marcus leads the gesture, followed by Dr. Chen, then the younger pack members who've come to respect Sophia's courage. Even the most reluctant wolves eventually bow, recognizing that opposing their Luna now would mean challenging the moon goddess herself. "Rise, my pack," Sophia commands, and her voice carries natural alpha authority that makes compliance automatic. "We are family, bound by loyalty and love rather than fear and tradition. Together, we'll build something stronger than what came before." The ceremony concludes with the pack's traditional howl of acceptance, dozens of voices rising in supernatural harmony that echoes through the forest and beyond. Sophia tilts her face to the moon and adds her own voice to the chorus, finally understanding what it means to belong. Later, in the privacy of their shared chambers, Lucian and Sophia seal their bond in the most intimate way possible. Their lovemaking is tender and fierce, claiming and worshipful, a perfect expression of everything they've overcome to reach this moment. "No regrets?" Lucian asks afterward, as they lie entwined beneath silk sheets, moonlight painting silver patterns across their skin. "Only that it took us so long to get here," Sophia admits, tracing lazy patterns on his chest. "I swore to hate you, but my body, my heart, knew better from the beginning." "Your body betrayed your mind," Lucian agrees, his arms tightening possessively around her. "And thank God it did." As dawn breaks over their new beginning, Sophia realizes that sometimes the greatest betrayals lead to the most perfect victories. She came seeking revenge and found redemption instead, not just for herself, but for both their damaged hearts. Don't forget to subscribe to Alpha Desire for more enemies to lovers supernatural romance that will leave you breathless. Which forbidden love story should we explore next? Comment below with your favorite moment from Sophia and Lucian's journey.